An early October morning bustles with activity as dozens of people arrive at the Corps of Engineers swimming pond below Melvern Reservoir Dam. They're not here to swim. In fact, the water has been drawn down to only several inches deep so that only hungry birds and crawdad hunters are braving the mud. Instead, these volunteers are here to help improve walleye fishing in Melvern Reservoir. It's part of an annual Kansas Wildlife and Parks fisheries effort begun nearly 20 years ago by fisheries biologist Leonard Urak. And it's a good example of how interagency cooperation and multiple use of resources can benefit everyone. Each spring, the swimming pond is stocked with fathead minnows and bluegills to provide food for young walleyes. Fingerling walleyes produced at Farlington Fish Hatchery in southeastern Kansas are transported to the pond in May for growing out through the summer. This year, 5,000 walleye fingerlings were stocked into the pond on May 10th. Leonard Urak, the Kansas Wildlife and Parks fisheries biologist who coordinates this project, explains.
Well, what we're doing here is raising walleye to intermediate size, which is about anywhere from 8 to 10 inches. It's a cooperative project between the Corps of Engineers, Kansas Walleye Association, Kansas Wildlife and Parks. And we've been doing this since about 1992, and we've produced over 30,000 walleye from this pond. This year's production looks exceptionally good right now. You never know till the end. But what we're doing now is harvest them. It's a tough, we raise them extensively, and it's kind of tough to get them out of a pond this big. It's 30 acres. And so we do it on a Saturday so we can get some help from the public. The volunteers really like to help us anyway and see what we're doing. And what we're going to do today is drain the pond, catch up the fish in the concrete raceways below the pond, and then mark those fish and haul them to Melvern Reservoir for release. In some years it's made up at least a third of the year classes out in the lake from those marked fish. So it's a pretty important project for this lake for the walleye fishery.
Screens were pulled to congregate fish in concrete raceways. There they were scooped out, sorted by species, and all walleyes were fin clipped. This procedure, which doesn't hurt the fish, remains for life to help identify the project walleyes from natural lake recruitment and later sampling. The assembly line of workers allowed minimal handling before the walleyes were back in an aerated fish tank prior to stocking in the lake. Walleyes were weighed, counted, and tabulated, and it was all over with in just a couple of hours. About 2,000 nice-sized walleyes were then taken to the reservoir. This popular event drew nearly 100 people to watch and help. The result should be better walleye fishing at Melvern Reservoir, and that's good news for Kansas anglers. I'm Mike Blair for Kansas Wildlife and Parks.